Hi, I'm Kristen.
Hey, I'm Scott.
Hi, I'm Skyela. And I'm Holden.
And we are
The Dean Team.
And today we are here in York. It is a beautiful city. We cannot wait to show you around. We're gonna hit all of the major sites. What do you think? Are y'all ready for an adventure?
Let's go!
We drove around an hour north from our friend's house in Slowett up to a park and ride that will take us into York City Center. This shows you the times that the buses run, and it takes about 15 minutes to get to the city center. The fare is £3.60 for an adult return ticket, but if you are a full fare paying adult, you can have 3 kids travel for free with you as long as they're 16 and under. Our first stop today is the National Railway Museum in York.
I'm excited.
We've heard from so many people that this is a great spot for families to check out, and it's completely free. This is a really unique way to get into the city center. This runs every 30 minutes. It's £3.50 for adults and £2.50 for children. At this museum, you can see world-changing inventions like the Japanese bullet train and the world's fastest steam locomotive. Here's a look at the map of the museum. We're going to spend the majority of our time in the Great Hall. We will also head over to the North Shed. There are a couple of cafe options, and there is a small free play area for kids as well. The Wonder Lab has 18 hands-on challenges. Adults also have to pay to get into the Wonder Lab. It is £9, and kids tickets from ages 4 through 16 is £7.20. 3 and under is free. The Great Hall was brought into public use on the 27th of May, 1849. It's the largest railway waiting room in the British Isles, measuring 126 feet in length, 61 feet in width, and 64 feet in height.
These massive engines here would pull cables that would help trains get up very steep hills that couldn't get up under their own power.
In World War II, this train got bombed, so that's why it has like the holes.
Oh, that's from the bombing? Copper Knob is the last surviving example of a bar-framed locomotive in the UK, designed to be big and powerful but without being heavy. Copper Knob survived a Second World War bombing raid in 1941. Ellerman Lines was built for British Railways in 1949. One of the Merchant Navy class, it had some unusual features such as an oil bath that enclosed the valve gear.
So Holden, here's the turntable where they would park the engines on, and they could rotate that whole thing around so they go out different directions, or they go back for repairs or maintenance.
In 1829, the Liverpool and Manchester Railway launched a competition to find the best way to haul carriages and wagons, horses, stationary engines using cables, or steam locomotives. Rocket won, and the line became the first intercity mainline railway, setting up the steam locomotive to change the world. This wheel is approximately 1.5 Holdens.
It's 1.5.
I can't even get it in the frame. That's how big it is. That's 2 Holdens for sure. You come up halfway. Q1 locomotives were designed to meet the needs of a nation at war. The engines transformed Southern Railway's contribution to World War II, transporting goods, weapons, and military equipment to the coast. They were cheap to build and easy to maintain. The Flying Scotsman VR experience is an additional charge of £7 per person. During this immersive experience, you'll be part of key moments in the Flying Scotsman story. This experience is for ages 8 and up. This is the only surviving example of one of the most successful express passenger tank locomotives, built in 1889 and had a working life of over 60 years. PET is the railway equivalent of a forklift truck.
It's called Tiny because it's tiny. It's called Pet because it's tiny, like most pets.
Electrifying railway lines began in the early 20th century, but it was the Southern Railway who were the first to expand electrification in a big way. In the 1920s, the Southern began to replace steam with electric power.
It took them 8,143 tries to get this train right.
So never give up, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you see up there?
Stuff and apparatus.
A what?
An apparatus.
An apparatus to do what?
I don't know what an apparatus is.
It would measure speed and efficiency on locomotives. So when the Flying Scotsman hit 100 miles per hour, they used this car to measure it.
This train holds the world speed record for a steam locomotive.
What was the top speed it hit?
126 miles per hour.
That's very fast. That's like double as fast as our car normally goes on the highway.
Where they put the coal in to feed the fire, that circular thing that looks like a porthole.
Just from what you could see up on the bridge, I counted 26 trains.
There are so many trains in here. Please adjust your dress before leaving, just in case you forget. Oh goodness, this is a lot of model trains.
This looks like the 28th anniversary Hogwarts Express.
This hall has so many miniature trains, prototypes of trains, all the signs. It's very overwhelming to look at how many things there are here. Seeing all the trains in miniature after seeing such big models, this is a really cool perspective of how many kinds of trains and cars that there are. This model railway has been recognized by the Guinness Book of Records as the oldest working model railway in the world. It was built to train staff in the safe operation of trains. Whenever there's a button, guarantee Holden will find it. What does this place remind you of?
The prop room at my theater.
It is like a prop room with every kind of train-related item you could ever dream of.
Why would they have a case for scissors? Why would they need to okay, these scissors are very important.
In case Holden was trying to carry them around.
Did you intend the pun? In case.
I did not intend that pun. But yes, safe to have a case for the scissors. Spot the sign that's from Wales.
Lalan Fair Put Woolagawing Yagogari Chiwa Rinder Rob Willen Auntie Gooch.
You just spoke Welsh for the first time. That was incredible. You could have had some tea on the tray. That box was for your light luncheon. Very fancy. Flying Scotsman took its name from the premier service which ran the non-stop route between Edinburgh and London. The locomotive was restored to working order in 2016. Since then, it's been kept busy on Britain's tracks, pulling special tours as the country's oldest mainline working locomotive.
So from bottle caps, you can make a recycle sign, an alligator, or a dream catcher.
This primitive locomotive had a high-pressure steam engine that was powerful enough to carry its own weight. It's named after the Roman goddess of activity. Before locomotives, wagons like this one were pulled by horses.
This is the Japanese super train that goes a billion miles an hour.
This is going to be the Japanese super train.
Yeah, the maglev, so it doesn't use wheels.
Yeah, hovered.
Oh, this is the future. The future is now in Japan. Please mind your head. Smells like a train. Skyela loves the desk. She always that's the first thing she does is pull it down.
Look at how big Charlie is next to me.
Whoa! The website says a typical visit takes about 1.5 to 2 hours, but you could easily spend a lot more time than that here because there is so much to read and to look at. This is just so cool. The sheer volume of everything that's here to check out and just the history of everything is very well laid out. There's a TARDIS in there? Yeah. We spotted the TARDIS. The Railway Museum is completely free. There are a few things inside for kids to do that do cost some money, but we had such a great time exploring around. Our kids, now that they've ridden trains in England, I think it means a little bit more to them to get to see things. We wish we had more trains in the United States, but we get to ride one more before we leave England. York has the longest medieval town walls in England, and they were built mainly in the 13th century. A walk all around the walls would take about 2 hours, and they are free to access. The wall walk is usually open from 8 a.m. and closes at dusk, so unfortunately, that's very early for us because it is the winter time, and it gets dark very early.
Oh, so this was defensive.
Lendal Tower dating from 1300 is part of the city's defenses.
To the middle. To the middle.
Some kebab chicken.
They do. They call everything a bread and flow.
It looks like Green Dot's Bank.
Betty's is a famous tea room. We will be coming here later on to get some treats. We're heading into the York Roast Company for lunch. They have a viral sensation known as the Yorky Pud Wrap. It's described as being like Christmas dinner in a wrap, so it sounds like heaven. There are 2 spots in York where you can visit the York Roast Company. One is on Low Petergate and the other is at Stonegate. The Yorky Pud Wrap is a giant Yorkshire pudding wrap with your choice of pork, turkey, ham, or beef, roasted vegetables, stuffing, gravy, and sauce. There are also other sandwiches on the board with pork, turkey, ham, and beef. And there's a Yorkshire pudding meal, which is a giant Yorkshire pudding filled with roast potatoes, seasonal vegetables, gravy, and your favorite sauce. It's hard to describe a Yorkshire pudding if you haven't had one, but it's basically like a pancake, has a little bit of crisp to it. It's just so much better than bread. Let's see what you got, Skyela. Open it up.
Oh, and I brought your...
The Yorkshire White Rose. I don't know which is which, but they both look good.
This is my life. Like, Amy doesn't do pictures of, like, maybe stop and take videos
You gotta
for
get the
5
photo
minutes or anything,
first.
but the food,
You have to get
wherever
it.
we go, I have to wait.
Here's the beef. Oh my goodness.
We're at Robin's.
How
You
is
know,
it, Scott?
it's delicious.
So many places you've been
And you got mustard on yours.
Yeah, I got
We got
English
the
mustard.
mint sauce on this one. Which one was the best, Scott?
Ham, the one I ordered.
It really
definitely
was.
It was really, really nice.
Pork's
Everything
the
else was
best.
very good.
Pork was the best.
Ham,
Ham
and
was the
beef, and
best.
pork.
The Christmas market is on while we're here too, so this is a little bit mad. It's the Hocus Pocus Tiny Hotel. So this is always here, not just during Christmas.
Because like, look, there's a butcher's stall that's permanent there.
Oh, gotcha, okay. We're gonna head to the York Shambles, which is a really well-known street in York. Some people say it's the inspiration for Diagon Alley in Harry Potter. The Shambles have definitely leaned into this theory, so there are a lot of really cool things to see that are Harry Potter inspired. So we're gonna be sure to show you those too. Okay, yeah, that's Diagon Alley. What do you all think?
It looks like Diagon Alley. Okay, yeah, that's Diagon Alley.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Are you ready to do some shopping?
Yeah.
Dude, get
Been
your black
looking forward
cauldron.
to it. Yeah, you gotta get a cauldron. You have to get your robes.
Fudge Pantry, let's go there. Best candy in the world.
Looking in the American section. You tried those. Our friend gave us some of those.
These are good. I really like them.
You did?
Yeah.
You were not a fan of the dip dap. You prefer
Worst candy
a...
in the world. I prefer a double decker. This looks like the shop from Willy Wonka. What it does.
Get a bunch of these.
We're here on a Sunday, and this is the only place that's closed today that I really wanted to go to because you can get a chocolate shot. But I think we're gonna find more treats here.
That's all I care about.
It says
free.
Freeman's pie in the window. So
Yeah,
what
let's
does
try
that
it.
mean? What does that mean?
You had me at free.
I'm a Viking.
Oh no, it's not. It's a glazed one, isn't it? Yeah. Is it a horn?
Which one? It is a horn.
Oh yeah, it is a horn. Yeah. Yeah, I like the horn ones. Yeah,
I'll go with that
definitely. I'd rather a horn. Are you getting one?
No.
I could get
Yeah,
this.
but I'm like even using that.
Do you need that? Is that something that you need, Holden?
Oh, wake me up in London.
Do you see what goes on your ears?
What? Yeah.
It's the guards for the Buckingham Palace.
I know.
Mission accomplished. I wanted something with a Yorkshire white rose on it, so I got something. Where were you guys?
Nocturne Alley.
Whoa. What? It smells so good in here. The Society of Alchemists.
Let's see what.
Oh, they have mini falcors?
Mini falcons.
What can you get, Skyela? Apples and maggots?
You can get jack-o'-lanterns.
Bits of bones.
Eyeballs, slithering snakes, dragon eggs.
Fairy skulls.
Oh yes, some fairy skulls. Magic toadstools.
Fairy schools?
Yes, right here. This is the shop we've been looking forward to the most. I'm getting major flashbacks to the Warner Brothers studio tour that we did on this trip. I'll put a link in the description.
Yeah, sure. So just do a quick count, okay?
I'm not used to having a pistachio.
That means you're welcome.
Yay! Yay!
You get to go in.
You're a witch. You're not welcome.
If you need to park your broom, there's a space for you. Ooh, they're catering to the dark witches and wizards on this side.
Buy a niffler here.
You might be able to buy a niffler if you want one.
Like they got.
Look at the cards, those are great.
Wait,
Scott,
no, that was small.
do they have the Nimbus 2000?
Right, something like that.
Is that it? No, that's a firebolt.
That's the Firebolt. Holden section is next to mine, which is very nice.
Back in there? Okay.
It tastes like glass.
These ones are also double-sided as well, so feel free to come and spin yourself, guys.
Oh wait, I'm borrowed. I just want to get a look at it all because it's
Chill. What's down there?
There's a witch with a broom. She's checking her phone. I want to go say hi for some reason. What up, my duck?
Hey up, my duck.
Hey up, my duck. I'm scared. Is it like hot? I've never tried tea before. It smells like cinnamon. I'm scared.
It's got a cinnamon, tastes like Christmas in a tea. Is this your first ever tea? What'd you think?
It's good.
What'd you get in Diagon Alley?
Well, it's in a box, but yeah.
Oh, okay, we're gonna open it up. Are you so happy?
Yeah!
Whip-Ma-Whop-Ma-Gate is the shortest road in York. Known in 1505 as What a Street, Whitnor Gate. It was changed later to its present name. The footpath was paved in York stone in 1984. What store is it, bud?
Power!
His favorite shop.
Did you say we have to get the chocolates?
This carousel was built by savages of King's Lynn in 1887, originally driven by steam. It has since been converted to 110 volts. One fun and free activity we want to highlight is the York Cat Trail. Statues of cats have been placed on buildings in York for around 2 centuries, and so you go around and look for some fabulous cat statues. This is a great activity for kids because it keeps them occupied, and then you can pop in and out of the shops. It's 18 pounds for adults. Children are free up through age 17 with an accompanying adult. You can get in up to 4 children with 1 paying adult. General admission tickets for York Minster are valid for 12 months, so you can keep your ticket and return throughout the year. You do not have to pay to light a candle or to pray. If you're wondering why it's called York Minster and not York Cathedral, it is actually both. York Minster's full title is the Cathedral and Metropolitical Church of St. Peter in York, and the title Minster evolved towards the end of the 6th century. York Minster has the largest collection of medieval stained glass in the UK, with the earliest pieces dating back from the late 12th century. The admission price includes the Undercroft Museum, where you can see the remains of an original Roman barracks through glass floors beneath the minster. You can also touch archaeological remains uncovered over the centuries, including objects from the city's Viking past.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Lovely.
One for Max and one for Boucher.
Mine already went out.
Very nice. Oh, relight it though.
No, this was your one.
Oh, that one.
Yours is going strong, don't worry.
Little Explorer backpacks can be borrowed for free, and they're packed with gadgets to help kids explore the Minster. There's also a range of trails and treasure hunts for families.
Oh, the Fat Badger.
There are some great pub signs, but this might be my favorite, the Fat Badger. The city of York can trace its history back to the year AD 71, when the Roman 9th Legion arrived at the spot where the rivers Ouse and Foss met and built a fortress to defend themselves.
Multangular tower.
Far too high.
No, it's not.
It is.
But by these are fortifications, certainly.
or whatever corner this was
Yeah.
of the wall.
The multangular tower is so named because of its 10 sides. It stood at the western corner of the Roman legionary fortress and is the last surviving of 8 similar towers which protected the fortress wall. This building, a vaulted crypt with a chapel above, formed part of St. Leonard's Hospital, at one time the largest hospital in the north of England. St. Mary's Abbey was first built in 1088. The ruins we now see are all that remains of one of the wealthiest and most powerful Benedictine monasteries in England. The stone walls that surround the abbey were built in the 1260s, and they remain the most complete set of abbey walls in the whole country.
We're heading into the House of Trembling Madness. Ooh. Smoke. So you press this little button on the back and then it opens.
So this is what Holden got.
Mad at Moody's.
But what are you going to put in it?
Water.
No Polyjuice potion for you. Maybe. There's 2 locations for the House of Trembling Madness. We went to the one at Stonegate, which is the original, and that's the one we recommend. It's very small upstairs. You wouldn't know it's there if you just went into the shop because you just see all of the drinks. But if you go up the steps, it's so cool. It's like being in the Leaky Cauldron. The story of Betty's actually starts in 1907 with a young Swiss baker named Fritz, who later changed his name to Frederick Belmont. He was an orphan. He came over to England. By the time he arrived in England, he was already a skilled chocolatier. He fell in love, got married, and with the financial support of his wife's family, the first Betty's opened for business.
Get Charlie a mince pie from here since he likes mince pies.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm a mince pie.
Oh, those are specialty mince pies. Classic and specialty.
Finishing.
Oh, this is the place to come for tea in York. This market over here by the Shambles is amazing. Now we're gonna head from the market down Nocturne Alley, as the kids are calling it. Ooh! And this takes you to the actual Shambles, which is lit up at night. We're gonna head into the Golden Fleece, which we have heard is York's oldest and most haunted inn. So we'll be the judge of that. The Golden Fleece was mentioned in the York City Archives as far back as 1503. This charming building was built with a wooden frame and no foundations, making the floor, ceiling, and doorways in places crooked. We are all warm and cozy at the Golden Fleece, which is meant to be the most haunted inn in York. A lot of places say that they're the most haunted, so we'll let you know what we see. The camera's strobing too, which makes it even creepier. Ooh, that guy's like kind of smiling. American kids eating chicken wings at the pub.
I only have 8.
They're delicious.
We haven't seen any ghost stories specific to the Fleece, but there are ghost stories that they put up along the walls, so the kids and I were reading some of them. And there are some skulls around, but it's not too creepy. I was reading a story about a creature named the Barghest, which kind of sounded like a creepy dog with red eyes, maybe horns. And a couple was sitting next to me as I was reading it, and the guy pointed to his partner and said, "That's her." How are the wings, guys?
Delicious.
Scott said all of the wings that the kids have had here are better than the ones we get in America.
Unless you're going to a special wing place, but if you're just going to a restaurant and getting wings at a burger place or something, These have been amazing. They've got good chickens here.
And it's only £7 for 10 wings.
Yeah, not a bad deal.
No ghosts, but a very pleasant atmosphere. Prefer the House of Trembling Madness, though. If you're going to pick one place to go, that would be it. Another thing Skyela noticed that I've never noticed is that in a lot of windows, they have these right here. Clifford's Tower has been a royal mint, a medieval stronghold, and a Civil War garrison. You also get amazing 360 views of York from up top. The cost for Clifford's Tower is £8.50 for adults, £4.50 for kids, and they do have a couple of family ticket options. There are a couple of places that we didn't hit that are kind of the top tourist destinations. One of them is the Viking Museum. One of the things our friend taught us today that I did not know was that the word gate does not mean a literal gate. So for instance, earlier we were on Stone Gate. It's not because it's talking about a literal gate, it's that the Viking word for road was gate. So when they say gate, they mean road. So Stone Road. Totally makes sense. I had no idea because so many of the roads have gate in the name of them. It's the Viking influence. So here's where it's closed off, and then we're able to walk down right here, right?
Yeah.
One of the things we wanted to do was walk along the walls that line the whole perimeter of the city, but we didn't realize that the gates close at 3:30 in the wintertime. So we were able to find a part of it that they have to leave open because it's a throughway. We walked along the wall when we first got here, but we didn't get to do as much of it as we wanted to, so now we just have to come back so we can do it again. Thank you so much for coming along with us on an amazing day to York. We hit every single thing on our list, except for walking more of the wall, but I'm so happy that we got to do the railway museum. It is crazy that that is free. It's such an amazing thing to do, whether you have a family or just want to explore some of the history of the railway. It is really well done. York Minster is absolutely beautiful. I'm partial to Lincoln Cathedral. We'll put a link in the description to that video as well. We got in by the skin of our teeth to see the inside of it. We didn't do the full tour, but it was very beautiful. The kids just loved wandering the Shambles and feeling like we were inside Harry Potter. I think that was the highlight of the day. We were here the Sunday after Thanksgiving, so it was jam-packed with the Christmas market going on, it being a weekend, and everyone getting their Christmas shopping done. It was very busy, but I am really glad we got to see it decorated for the holidays. One of the most fun things was just walking and seeing all of the shop windows, and they looked so beautiful. And I'm glad that we got to see York from day to night. So even though it's been getting dark earlier, which is a bummer sometimes, it's so nice to see the city as it transforms from day to night. This will be the last of the cities that we visit on this trip, but we have had such an amazing time. We will put a link in the description to all of the places we've seen on this 12-day trip through England and France. Thanks for coming along with us, and we'll see you soon.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
And as always,
Keep adventuring.